It was 5 months ago that we saw Logan Pierce crowned as the inaugural H1GP's Drivers' Championship in Mexico with only 5 points separating him and Anson Yong. That was then, today is now. During the off-season, H1GP has gone through quite the evolution with new, more tricky cars, new teams to fight for the glory, new drivers trying to cement their name appearing left, right, and center, along with newfound popularity to carry our momentum through. Welcome to Suzuka Circuit, and obviously, good evening, everyone. Suzuka Circuit is obviously located in Japan's Mie Prefecture, and this 5.8-kilometer long track will be the battleground for this very exciting first round of Season 2 in H1GP. I'm your commentator, carryover from last year, Evan Ozea, and we're in for an exciting opening round today. And I once again want to welcome everyone who's also tuning in due to our recent viral posts in IG and TikTok. This year's it's a little bit different, not a little bit different, many things different about this year. From the cars, from the tracks also. We got some new tracks as well, new teams, new drivers. But I think the biggest thing for me is that I have a new co-commentator in Amir Oates, all the way from halfway across the world. Good afternoon, Amir. There you go.
Konbanwa, Evan. Great to be here for the starting of the qualifying here for H1GP again in second season. Suzuka really does need no introduction. It's been one of the most important racing destinations in the Asian continent, and a great way for these drivers in this continent to start their season in full swings here, with navigating through all the difficult three sectors in a brand new 2026 car for the first time ever in R Factor 2, and we'll get to the regulations in a bit. 10 minutes of qualifying begins underway for our first qualifying of the session, and this is going to be a very good chance here. Everyone on equal cars. No upgrades have been applied whatsoever to the teams. They've all opted to go for the long run, so it's going to make that qualifying all the more important here, because this is going to be the most equal footing that we're going to see the drivers here at A1GP today.
I think we're going to talk a lot about this year in a little bit, but I think we're going to still see this track, really. Suzuka has always been a fantastic track, no matter how you say it. This 5.8-kilometer track is the host of many racing activities, especially here for us in H1GP. We're seeing one of the Racing Labs QRT cars. Oh, sorry, actually, no, I'm looking at the wrong thing. One of the Meta Dice cars, actually, in Jeff Tan, as he's going through towards 130R. I think there's going to be a little bit difference, I think, because you see the speed is going over 300 kilometers an hour. That's because the cars here are completely different. Sure, they're pretty similar in the outside and appearance-wise, but inside, something has been changed on there, Amir.
Yep, the battery system is what has been changed. Zini gone a bit wide, but we'll have to go for a lap later. But yeah, the primary one actually has just been the battery. So no need do you have to conserve. So you could just push out flat as much as you can, which will surely put these regulations down to its absolute limits, which is what A1GP has been effectively about at the start of last season. As yeah, that's he's certainly going all out in that coconut racing car. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting how it goes. Suzuka, actually one of the narrow tracks that we have on the calendar means that with that regulations, it's going to produce some very exciting 30-minute racing action, I must say.
Yeah, we're riding on board with Zini as we go towards the first spoon. 250 kilometers an hour, absolutely ridiculous speeds with these cars. Since these are 2026 cars, there are front and aero changes as well, since now drivers can deploy both sides. But I think one thing we should note is that the rear wing follows the DRS rules. So if you go past the DRS line, you can't turn on that rear wing. But the front wing is whenever you want. You can turn it on in the middle of a corner. You can turn it on while you're exiting a corner. You can flip that switch and the front wing goes down. And that increases the speed rapidly. Again, 320 kilometers an hour from the number 69 Coconut Racing. Ridiculous speeds that we're seeing here tonight. And I think one thing that I should also talk about, because we're talking about cars, is of course new teams. I think there's a few new teams here. Let's see. Who do I want to talk about first? Oh, here we go. Chu Xuan Cheng in that GLR Academy. Of course, when I talk about him, he disappeared. Magic trick, I suppose. That's just a commentator extra, I suppose. Lukman Fazrul for the main GLR team, the Green Lima Racing team. I think they'll be excited. They'll be eager to show what they can do here in H1GP for their first time round. Green Lima is, of course, one of the fastest upcoming new sim racing teams here in Malaysia, and it's great to see them joining the grid. I think another one that I also should talk about is Ksatria Sim Racing, because there's my countrymen, the Indonesian drivers in both Gennaro Yusuf, I think, yep, Gennaro Yusuf in that very bright yellow KSR car. Gennaro Yusuf is of course someone that I'm personally not at all estranged with. I've seen him multiple times in our competitions in other leagues and such, so I'm excited to see what he can do in H1GP. Talk us through about the other teams, Amir.
Sim Racing has previously been in last season. This time they come into this season with two teams this time. Leslie and Tan occupies for one seat, and an all-female team completes through to their second lineup. Nicole Ya Chuan and Sydney Cheng is going to be the ones that will fall through in the all-female lineup here. And I was talking about that, H1GP has actually seen the arrival of 4 new female drivers as well. We talked about 1, 2, the other 2, Team Castrol Racing. Noah Anini is in one of them, and we've got another one as well coming up soon, but I don't think Team Castrol, there it is, that's the Team Castrol one. Also a new team here for H1GP, which is honestly extremely exciting to see a brand new team into this ever-growing championship, I must say.
Castrol is of course a brand that you don't need to be remembered about, world famous lubricants company. So as you said, Amir, I'm very excited to see what this team can bring, especially with Nurul Auni driving the wheel behind that Castrol car as she enters the hairpin. Nissan brake hairpin, I must say, because apparently there's some updates for the naming scheme in Suzuka for this year. So yeah, let's just see what she can do later in the race. I think one more new team I want to talk about is QRD with their 2 drivers, Lo Yan Ping and also Bailey Ryan. I think Bailey Ryan at the moment is 14 and Lo Yan Ping is 13 actually. Oh, right beside each other in the standings. Good to see that they're very, very close, not just in real life but also on track as well.
It's also so good to see teammates that are just so close together. I mean, that makes it all the more impressive. Midfielders for last season, Sakura Racing and Nouveau Sports will return back again for the 2026 season. Peijing Chow will occupy for one of the Sakura Racing ones in what is effectively almost their home race when you consider they're in the land of the cherry blossoms. But Nouveau Sports holds on through to a lineup of Shakil Shafiq and Kai Young. That occupies through they both finished P16, 13 last season. They're going to hope to improve it up even more.
One earlier, Coconut Racing, another not strange name here. 3rd place constructors last season. They'll be excited. They'll be definitely wanting to up their game this year. But I think the team that everyone has their sights on right now is of course the Racing Labs.
Yep, Dagner extremely challenging in that regard with just a bit of a broadcast though, but we're back over here. 50 seconds left to go onto the clock, so everyone's going to go absolutely balls to the wall to finish off to their last flying laps effectively, or a lap and a half if they can do it. Yao, I saw, got promoted to about 6th at the moment. Very good there from him. But right on board with Neil Yaris, got a lot of momentum to hold up to 4. He held 4 race wins last season and a chance to make it first. Could well possibly be on the cards if he could just find 4/10 to catch up to Anton Young. Anton Young had 5 wins as well. I think that was the most of any driver last season, but still came out short in the championship by just about 5 points. So he's going to hope and try and make it undeniable this season, and to also bring Blue Steel Racing to their first Constructors Championship here at H1GP, which is going to make all the championship and get all the more excited here. You can see he's going completely flat out here with that front wing there.
Yeah, ridiculous speeds as we said earlier. Again, look at the cornering amount that you've seen outside of Spoon 2. It's ridiculous. 200 kilometers an hour exit towards the West Strait, and also the famous 130R that we are taking at over 300 kilometers an hour. Let's see if Neil Harris can get the pole position. I must say also top 4 in the qualifying so far is filled with the previous top 3 constructors team. So definitely showing what they have from experience as we see. Neil Harris, can he get the pole? Stays 3rd. He got closer, but it's not enough, sadly, for Neil Harris.
Mohammed also came across the line. He improved as well, but would stay in the position. I saw an improvement come to the very last minute. I'm not sure who that was, but that is incredibly impressive. I think it was, yeah. He's got himself up into 5th for Metadice Racing at the very last minute. What a last minute improvement that was. but Anson Young is the man that will be unchallenged as he takes the first pole position in this season. Aaron Richard Leslie in the sister car for the Metody Sim Racing is just one of the last drivers to go through across the line. Actually, 20 cars is a fantastic turnout here for the first race of the season as he goes for across the line, but he'll still net in a top 10 finish.
We basically have a full grid from the get-go, which is fantastic to see here in H1GP. We're riding with Jeremy Yao. I think he has one more chance to get a lap. He's 5/10 down in Sector 1. Quite a big difference there. Ooh, he's going a little bit unoptimal there. A little bit wide as we go towards the second spoon. And back to the main straight. The west straight, sorry. I don't think he's gonna get another lap in. But yeah, it's great to see that Anson Young, our second place driver from last year, he definitely carries some vengeance behind him from losing in 5 points with Logan Pierce, who's sadly not here, by the way. So that's a shame to see, because Logan Pierce could fight for the championship, but instead he's waited for he's given that championship in a silver platter to anyone who wants to collect it. There we go then. We see as Anson Young in first place, followed by Muhammad Zini. Good showing from the Coconut Racing. And Neil Harris is on third position for that Racing Labs QRT. The Blue Steel Racing car, another one in fourth place with Keith Moe, I think doing very good once again. And Jeff Tan, I think, for that Metadize car in fifth place, followed by Banja Jack. One of the new drivers in Banja Jack. I think he's qualified 6th, so very, very good showing from him. Jeremy Yao, Adam Fennis, and Richard Leslie, and Bailey Ryan covers our top 10.
Yeah, a fantastic qualifying, I must say. And you're talking about actually the rise of newcomers as well. So I think it's really impressive that Banja Jack, in the start of the first race of the H1GP, and I think it might be his first time in R-Factor 2, which if he's managed to fit in that very well and still be in top 6, just about on the edge for, Tan, Mo, Harris, Genie, and Young, all drivers that we have seen perform super well last season. It's going to be very strong chance, not just for him, but for Greenwell race as a whole.
Yeah, I think another one that I should also point out is Adam Venice in 8th. Now, I'm not so sure about Banja Jack, about if it's his first time in RF2, but I'm sure 100% that Adam Venice is pretty damn new to to H1GP, not GLR, H1GP. So it's incredibly impressive to see that someone so new qualified 8th straight from the get-go, out of the box, as they say it. So again, it'll be excited to see what he can do from the start, which I think we will see very, very soon. Any thoughts? Any predictions, Amir?
That's gonna be super close. If Young can replicate that, I think it'll be very important. But the important thing, though, for the race is that there's 2 mandatory pit stops, and you can change your tires or not change your tires as much as you want to. It's completely dry compounds, so that's what all the drivers have to keep in mind. So it depends on whoever's going to pit for these 30 minutes is going to come up victorious. So Young, GD, and Harris, eye out for them.
Okay, we see the drivers starting to line up on the starting grid here in Suzuka International Circuit in R-Factor 2. Exciting to see here. Season 2 is underway very, very soon, as we see 5 seconds to go. Let's look at the lights. All lights are trying to come on, and we go racing here in Season 2. Someone's already gotten a penalty. Kayong already. Fantastic start from Anson Young. Muhammad Zini immediately stays behind him as we see towards the first corner. Some kerfuffle back there, but we're still seeing fantastic. Anson Young manages to keep his first place. Someone's gone out there. I think that's one of the GLR cars going wide there in the first corner. Yeah, but I think fantastic result for car from Anson Young.
Yeah, because they love collisions. There's literally shuffling going all around the world. But look at this, an absolute lightning start though for Young as he keeps on ahead. Shakil Shafiq is one of our first retirements at the day, so unfortunately the opening
Oh no! Oh no!
He's gone slow! He's gone slow already at the start of the first sector. Unfortunate for a great campaign in qualifying. Might have come to an end and a halt at the very start. But it's Anson Young and Keith Moe. A great start for Blue Steel Racing as a whole.
We got 5 DNFs immediately. I don't know what's happening with the cars back there. Shakil Shafiq, who else? Bailey Ryan, that QID, Lukman Fazrul, Adam Fennis, Banja Jack. Oh no, Banja Jack also! Oh, he's thrown it away immediately. Lots of new names. I think it shows the inexperience of these guys, sadly, driving in R-Factor 2. But I think this is also giving Anson Young a really, really good opportunity here to just take over from where he started last year, I think.
Yeah, I think so as well, but the race indeed will carry on. We'll have a brief replay maybe later on to see what goes on, but the way it stands, Young, Mo, Tan, Leslie, Harris is the ones in the top 5 at the moment. Again another yellow flag come from the first sector, but seems to be fine. I think that's Harris making his first scheduled pit stop. He's trying to make it as early as possibly can. There's a couple more retirements, that's 6, and Tan has gone slow, and there you go, that's the safety car that has come out there after the absolute pandemonium that we've just seen come for the first lap.
Yeah, that was carnage. I think that's one word I'm gonna say it. Absolute carnage. There's so many drivers sadly retiring. How much is that? I think that's 8 drivers. Yeah, 8 drivers retiring sadly from this opening round. I don't know what's happened back there. I think it's either collisions maybe, or just I think engine damage from shifting too early. I hope not. But either way, I think one person, I think, yeah, the person that's we're currently showing, Nurul Auni, in that team casual. I didn't expect her to be in 5th so early. Very impressive. I think she just stayed out of all the accidents, all the shenanigans, and she's in top 5. Fantastic first appearance for her in H1GP.
Yeah, it's very good. I'm pretty impressed with Yusuf, Yao, Campbell, and Chang that have all come into the pit. So that's already one pit stop done and out of the way. So they're effectively having to make another pit stop on a green. If they're going to hope for no more safety cars, then they have to only do one in green flag conditions, which is going to be less damaging. Yo and Mo will have to do 2 in the green flags unless that they can find another safety car. So again, this is the strategy already playing for the long haul, and Yale, Harris and below have all made their pit stops. So Leslie has as well. So Ani, Tan and Mo and Young have yet to make their first pit stops here so far.
I think that will play into the cards, especially for Aaron Richard Leslie, which again out of nowhere has slots himself to 4th position as the RF2 Corvette safety car leads this pack. I'm trying to see other people I'm gonna give a shout out to because of the result. Because Gennaro also did a pretty good result in that Kshatriya car. Also, fun fact actually, while we're waiting behind, I think fun fact, Kshatriya means knight in English, by the way. I think that's a fun fact that I would say. So hopefully they would show why they're the shining knights in armor in tonight's race.
Oh dear God.
I'm already playing with the
was a clip and a half. I think that was one of the cars, I think, trying to make an overtake coming from the S's, but if it was understeer or oversteer, it just veered into one direction. We just had another retirement in Bailey Ryan, so we're already down to 10 cars after starting from 20 at the start of the race. So that's already highly unfortunate. I think the safety car should be around for 1 lap, I think. I think it's 1 lap, or it might be 2. But that's going to reduce a lot of racing time at the hand. And everyone is just effectively warming up ferociously to, you know, get those tires as warm as they possibly can, because that restart is going to be all the more crucial. And if the guys behind Young, Mo and Tan have all made their pit stops, then they're going to also be off the back foot as well. Being clipped from behind, trying to avoid Harris, but unfortunately got in the midst of another path, and that goes for the retirement. There we go, someone has got through to the pits. I think that would be a
racing laps. The racing laps, but that's the 2 racing laps car, I think.
Yeah, it's a two racing laps for the safety cars, so it does allow for another safety car. Neil Harris has got a penalty as well. I think also someone else had to suffer a penalty as well from jumping the start as well. But 2 more drivers make their pit stops, so they'll be going right to the
coming out of turn 4 there. Yeah, I think what happened is I think he's hopped the curb a little bit, and then tire on tire incident, I suppose. That just fling that F1 2026 car straight into the wall, sadly. Luckily this is not real life, because if it's real life, that will be possibly top 10. I think it will go into like many top 10 worst crashes in 2026 compilations, I think.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I think what we've seen from the Porsche Supercup was just, haha, oh no, kind of moment. Luckily, Black Coast Arcade has been for us with us all for the action. I think if there will be a replay, I kind of also want to see the start as well, because the start had like a lot of incidents, like coming through turn 1. If I'm not mistaken, I think that alone saw 3 people retire, which is, which again, Van Gijek, who started in P6, is actually the big eliminator in that process, and I kind of want to see what happened to him. Same with Venice and others as well, because everyone suffered, as you've said, Evan, and it's just completely hectic, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we saw one of the green Limau cars going wide. Not sure if that's Banjajek or Adam Venice in the start because of the 2 green Limau Racing and also the other Academy cars. Let's see though, because let me just hold on. Let me just do a quick count here, because green Limau Racing has Lukman Fazrul and also Banjajek. It's over. Man, that was a scene straight out of an action movie, I think.
That was hectic, I must say. That was really bad. I think if some people aren't affected to it, then it's just a matter of like getting acquainted to it, and part of the acquaintance is just learning how off-track works. It's not as grippy, and the grass is also, I think, probably the most deadly of the sim racing platforms, in my opinion. But again, some sims have got more better advantages than others. I think, in the case we're referring to, it's been, you could say, tire wear. Almost avoid it. That was someone without a rear wing, which is almost effectively a race over. But you can repair your cars in our Factor 2. Actually, we're slowly coming to the end of our safety car period, and Anton Young and Mo have done all they possibly can to really warm up the tires. And those that have tried to make their pit stops did indeed make their pit stops, as one commentator did say, 10 cars left. So yes, that's a lot of people that have missed out in the process. There are some of them just having a little bit of internet issues, but I think should be back in time for the restart. But it is Anton Young who's had a fantastic start. Can he do it again? Yeah, he's just that is Cheng that's just coming back ahead. So it's Young and Mo for Lucille Racing. They're the ones going to lead the field. How is it going to go ahead? How do you think it's going to work, Evan?
Well, let's see. Either way, I think the gun is immediately out. Anson Young's immediately stuck on the gas. There's another penalty, sadly, for the Indonesian Indian. That car is smoking, by the way. That car is okay. That car is smoking a little bit from Anson Young, but I think it's fine. Followed by Keith Mo behind him. So wait a minute. I think it's a Blue Steel Racing 1-2. I just realized that. Followed into the 20 minutes remaining, followed by the 2 Method Guys cars, I think. Yeah, in Defan and Richard Lassie. I think these 2 teams will be very, very happy to have their two cars each in the top 4. I think it's immediately pretty civilized, luckily, this time around, with Anton Young still leading the way, but everyone around him has, everyone behind him has basically switched places, like what, like a game of musical chairs, really. I don't think we should call this series H1GP. I think we should call it Survivor, like the TV series, of just how much pandemonium there is.
Yeah, a little bit of the way. Campbell, Laffer, Chu, Zhang Jiang to get his way through. But the Sakura Racer would still do pretty well to hold on through to P6 at the moment. Tries to look down for the inside, coming through the Spoon. Won't work, but luckily Yusuf went off track as well from Spoon. So that means that it allows him to have a little bit of momentum saved for the time being. But I think it is the Seoul GR Academy car that holds on through. My word, that is so close. Nearly loses it.
Oh no!
My word. Oh well, they still managed to hold it through. I think the impressive thing, though, is that even though Benedice and Blue Steel Racing are both leading ahead first, second, and third and fourth respectively, we cannot discredit the Racing Lab cars because they made their pit stop, so they're going to make the way through underneath our noses, I think.
That is a good point. Jeremy Yao and Neil Harris, both of them have taken their pit stops early a little bit, but they're currently running in free air, which I think what you perfectly want, I think, because it means that you can just focus on your race and just go head down as you're following again with the Methodized cars. They're both going back to back here. Jeff Tan and Richard Leslie just trying to follow each other. I think we're here immediately for a team game. Of course, decided that they're almost touch wheels. My word, that was so close from Aaron Richards, Leslie's front wing, and also the rear tire of Jeff Tan here. I don't think either of these drivers want to do something stupid. So just keep it together, guys. You guys are already in a fantastic spot so far.
The thing is, because the front wing flap can be activated whenever, these drivers are going to push it to their absolute limits. But the problem is, if you push it to the absolute limits, you find a limit that you can't back out from. And that's the amount of risk taken that we're seeing here come for the race. And Aaron Richard Leslie is seeing that forehold as there is Yao and Campbell sliding going over for 130R. Yao swings right through and pushes the Racing Labs QRT car into the top 6 and got Chang and Leslie to go ahead, but he might have undone the entire work coming through the Casino Triangle. But luckily he's not overdone it way too much, and Campbell can't capitalize. Still, Yao holds on to 6th.
Number 43 car, a little bit of a shenanigans going along, but at least he's gotten the position even with that massive off-track in the Casio, as you said earlier. Yellow in sector 2, I don't know what's happened back there, but luckily Yellow is immediately out. I think that's for Nicole? What was it? I think someone, I saw someone.
No, they've already retired.
Yeah, I think.
They've.
Wait a minute. Actually. No, Yuzu, I think Yuzu has a penalty earlier. That's why he's all the way down in 9th. And I think Rule Aoni taken her pit stop, so that means she's down in 10th place again from very highs of 5th place.
I mean, for a new team, I think the goal really is to just finish. But there is aspirations that Castrol, I think, does have in mind. I think one of them was to push Neural to a podium, which is a very good sight. And honestly, could well truly be in course for that if there's going to be more retirements at hand. As there we go, Neural and Yunard both exchanging through positions. But I'm looking on with Jeff now, and Leslie has, even though he with outside of the Nissan hairpin means that he loses the front wing, and that was why he has to go to the pits once again.
Under power, I think these cars are so ridiculously twitchy under power, and that's what's happened to Janar Yusuf, which, as you said, yeah, he's in the pits right now for another unscheduled pit stop. So hey, at least it's good to see that he's done all of his pit stops, but I don't think it's in an order that he wants to be, sadly.
Yeah, as well. But if I think it's that second pit stop. If that's the case, then he doesn't need to do any more. He can just effectively do 1 15-minute stint and call it a day. But the thing is, it's a little bit of unknown for these drivers to how much they go. Here you go. Here's the pit stops ahead. So Young, Mo, Tan, and Leslie, as we've said before, are the only ones that have left to make their pit stops. Campbell has gone for her second, I believe, and as again, Yusuf has made a third now. Already made 2. I think Naris is making his second now. There's a yellow flag. That is Jang as well has gone off. And that is unfortunate. The Nissan hairpin has clinched through another front wing loss. Oh no, it's fine.
Oh, okay. Well, don't worry. Celebration donuts like for 14 minutes remaining in the race. It's fine. Perfectly to do, I think, for Jujuan Chang. And as luckily he stays in the race. Oh, but okay. Neil Harris has no rear wing. Neil Harris has no rear wing. Oh, can we get a replay?
That's horrible for Racing Labs. Mo and Leslie make their pit stops as well, so they're the first for their respective teams to go in for Menadice and for Blue Star Racing. So Young and Tan going to be going for the long run a bit, or at least a lap or so. But Harris, that's unfortunate, and this is going to allow for Yao to be completely on his own, I think.
Jeremy Yao already done his pit stop, so basically, I mean, this is a dash to the finish for Jeremy Yao. Hopefully I'm not wrong. Hopefully those 2 stops are official because Anson Young and Jeff Tan, I don't know how far are they from Jeremy Yao, but I think this is giving Jeremy a golden opportunity here to seize that first position if Anson Young and Jeff Tan does their 2 mandatory pit stops. So we're still looking at Nurul Auni in that Team Casual Racing. I think one plus for everyone for this race is that because there are 10 people not finishing, everyone gets points, which is good news even for Neil Harris all the way inside. At least he will still get 1 point.
I mean, considering the fact that last time in A1GP, the championship was decided by a mere 5 points, every point is going to matter in this championship, and you can really sense it that they're, no matter what is happening, they're still preserving and giving it their all. Young and Tan gonna make their first scheduled pit stop, so we'll see how far back Yao is, and Leslie's retired!
Oh no! Oh no! That's what it is. Oh, and it's a penalty for Anson Young!
No way! And that's left
What
the
is
race
happening?
completely wide open. He sped through the pits, so he has to make a drive-through penalty from that, I believe. But that's unfortunate for Leslie. And we thought that Leddice was going to be able to capitalize, but now Tanner's going to be on his own in a similar fashion. So this is the replay for what has happened. This has happened with Harris.
Don't think he's done the thing. He's done the
Yeah,
thing, isn't he?
this is
He's done the thing! Oh, he's done the
It's
thing!
just, it's an unfortunate modding issue with that, I believe. So, yeah, just way too much room to the curb to the left of that, and the ground clearance is just not enough. Yaftan makes his way through. Go Chang, and they both make contact. That might be going up ahead. That is Chang making their timing escape back into the pits. Tan will go on through, but he's clearly been hindered by that contact, and now will be under pressure from. No, it's not. That's not anyone under pressure with. I think that might be just a lapsed car. But that's 2 retirements that we've just seen. Already, Young is still ahead despite the fact that he needs to serve his penalty, which he will do so shortly this lap, and in he will go. And I think that was going to allow for Yao to make his way through. He's already done 2 scheduled pit stops, but he's going to emerge out as the provisional race leader.
I literally do not know who's gonna win. I don't think anyone suspected other than anyone else other than Anson Young to actually win. And there you go, Jeremy Yao is in the lead. As you can see, the Racing Labs QRT car has taken first position. Our first place constructors last year is leading once again. Good showing from the Racing Labs QRT. We're only 20 minutes in, and basically I think all hell has already broken loose a bit earlier, I think.
Yeah, it's just completely hecticness from what we have seen, and absolute carnage. But that's kind of R factor 2 for you, and Jeremy. He's got 2 pit stops. The people behind him, Young and Tan, need to make another one. He's completely fine, and very unlikely at the halfway through this race. We almost thought that Racing Labs QRT was not going to get the first race win, but they're looking to be on set to start their constructors' defense completely strong.
It's very strong indeed, but I don't think it's optimal because Neil Harris sadly did the thing, as I said earlier, because of the track modding issues, and sadly he's still in the pits. Again, at least I guess it's still a single point as who else? Oh, I think H1GP. Yeah, I think H1GP DNF a bit earlier, I think because of I think disqualified, I think, for too much contact because his car immediately got teleported back. Did someone spawn in Casio? I swear I saw someone stop in Casio a bit earlier.
I think someone did, but we'll look for the replays a little bit later. Oh boy, this is just really hectic there. Luckily though for I think Jin Capital and Team Castrol, that's going to be 5th and 6th. That's very valuable points for Sakura and Team Castrol, respectively. Please, yeah, indeed. And yeah, just absolutely amazing the fact that we've got 8 cars left remaining. Harris is yet to exit out into the pits, but that rear wing damage is very hefty, I believe. They should exit out very soon, I'm pretty sure. But if that's the case, then we'll be able to jump Leslie and Cheng to P8, which is still going to be pretty valuable points regardless, especially for the fight to Bleed Steel Racing that, keep in mind, are 2nd and 3rd as well.
Indeed, but I think the driver's mindset has also switched because previously I'm pretty sure they were excited to try to battle it out, but I think it's now turned into just survive this race from just how much chaos as we've seen so far, as there's a quick 2 blips of quick yellows in sector 1. I think I don't know what was that about, but yeah, I think people's gonna be survived, and I think Anson Young is a bit too far if we can see the interval gaps between Jeremy Yao and Anson Young right now. Then again, Anson Young did only have done 1 stop, so I don't think it's gonna matter too much, as we gonna look at Neil Harris's broken car, and that thing is on fire.
He blew his engine. He blew his engine. That's why he couldn't exit from the pit. So I was wondering why, because it was 5 minutes to be quite long for a repair. But no, it just I find like within the safety cars and stuff, the engine tends to smoke. So I'm wondering if it's really hard to keep the engine cooling in such a stationary position. But as soon as I've said that, Tan makes his scheduled pit stop now, and with Harris retiring, that means we're down to 7 cars here. It's almost feeling to give a bit of, as you said, a chance for survival with 7 minutes left to go. Is there going to be any more retirements, or is this going to be the finishing that we've seen? Tan exits out from the pits, and he's going to join out 4th, completely clear of anything whatsoever. So Young is the only driver left in the track to make his last pit stop, and then everyone can just effectively race through to the finish.
I don't think so for Jeff Tan, because he got a penalty. Actually, he got a penalty exiting out of the pit lane. So I think that's another drive-through that Jeff Tan needs to do. So it's not just Anson Young that needs to go through the pits one more time. Jeff Tan here in that methodized car will also have to do that. But you know what? At least he's not DNF. At least he's still in the race, and I think that's still better than absolutely DNFing itself, as we're still saying here with Nurul Auni. Again, very good showing for her. Just, you know, keeping it out of trouble, I think, is the main goal for the Team Castrol Racing number 87, and that's exactly what she's done in this race tonight. As, hold on, I'm trying to see once again, Gennaro Yusuf in the pits again. I don't know, is his car broken or something? I think so, because I don't think you should pit for a 4th time here in H1GP. There's only 2 mandatory stops, my guy, as we're gonna still see 6 minutes to go in this race, and Kitmo in that Blue Steel Racing car is at least holding to 3rd position, with everyone else just trundling along. I think the most interesting thing to see so far is, of course, where is Anson Young gonna come out after he's done that 1 more mandatory pit stop.
Young and Mao, I think, are going to effectively race against one another to the end. But Mo's going to do what he possibly can to try and catch up to Jeremy, but I think Jeremy has quite faultless races. And, well, Anson having that, I've just seen a bit of traffic battling going on a little bit behind. That might be for P4, P5, but quite sure. So Anson has to pit, as you said, come through very soon. But 5 minutes and a half left to go, and I think it might seem to be Jeremy's taken, but we'll still keep a track on Young. Young can, I don't know, again, the thing is we don't know the interval distance between Young and Yao. I think that's the important. I think it looks like 18, or no, it's not 18, it's more like 23 seconds, right, or so.
Yeah, about 23 seconds. What's the gap? Oh, the gap to Anson Young is actually only 4 seconds to Jeremy Yao. Where's Jeremy Anson Young? Yeah, he's up the road actually. So basically, Jeremy Yao is gonna take this win no matter what.
Yeah, he's got to catch up, which means that Young should pit, which means Young should pit now. In fact, he should have pit that earlier, long time ago. The fact that he's trying to stall it means that he's trying to race Yao, in maybe the hopes that Mo can catch up. But 4 minutes and 3 left to go. There's only so much that Mo can do. Tan has gone for his 3rd pit stop, which is pretty surprising for the Methodized Sim Racing team. I think he's realised that the gap to Mo is just far too much of a gap to climb, and just going to hope for, you know, a new set of rubber, and I think clinch the fastest lap. A fastest lap does warrant a point, I think, in this championship. So again, very important there for Methodized to maybe clinch that away from Blue Steel. Anson Young still has not yet got to the pits.
4 minutes. 4 minutes. He has to do something. or else he's gonna be disqualified completely, I think, because we're not doing his mandatory pit stop. We're gonna ride on board. You know what? We're gonna actually just take a little bit of a breather here. We're just gonna see these cars getting driven by a driver, as we see with Anson Young, as we go X outside towards the uphill left. Again, look at the speed that these cars are carrying as we go towards Deckner 1 and 2. Look at the flick. Oh my word, these cars are fantastic to drive. I think all the drivers have said just how quick and also, I guess, I don't want to say squirrely. What is it? Agile. There you go. That's the word. Agile. These cars are when their batteries are disabled.
Yeah, squirrely is like a negative connotation that we have in the motorsports world. The fact that it's like agile, and I mean that's often the case from a lighter payload, but also the shorter wheelbase in width and length has allowed it to make it more easy to turn, as you know, utilize as much as the surface area you can on the exit out of Spoon, down through to the bridge, for coming over through to 130R, and yeah, just honestly completely mesmerizing to see. 180 seconds left to go. Surely Young has to pit now. Surely.
Nope. Nope.
He's leaving it late. He's leaving it really, really late. Has he made a second pit stop and not recorded it?
Actually, he's not gonna do 1998 Michael Schumacher again, right? I hope not. Technically, he can do that. I mean, he has like what? Exactly. Yeah, I think he has like exactly about 5 or 10 seconds if he goes to the pits in like the next 2 laps remaining. So again, I don't know what is in Anson Young's mind at the moment, but as we see another penalty, I think, for Jeff Tan. I don't know what he did once again. So I think that's another trip through the pit lane for Jeff Tan in that Methodized
track limits. I think it's track limits. That might be what it could be, because there's a point system for each violation that you do, and Tan has been using as he can, but yeah, you'll have to do it. I think everyone's just completely flabbergasted for how we've had so many retirements at the start of the championship. It's very exciting here, and it does show that Suzuki is definitely amongst one of the more challenging ones. I'm curious about your statement about Young doing about a pitting on the final lap, because there's a rule, because we've got
there we go.
Finally. There we go. He's now gone into the pits now.
All right.
He must have overheard us.
Pit now, man. Finally spit, and that's given Jeremy Yao the first position. So Racing Labs is leading once again here in H1GP. The first place constructors from last year has definitely picked up strong from where they were, but I don't think they're going to lead, because Blue Steel Racing still has 2 cars remaining, while Racing Labs only has 1.
Yeah, and really, yeah, it just needs to kind of bring it home. The Blue Steel Racing, I think, for their aim for the constructors titles, is going to come off a pretty good swing here, with the fact that even though that one of our drivers, I think, was denied the race win because of a penalty, they would still get second and third, which is going to be really, really important in their championship. But yeah, what can we say about him? He's never left a foot wrong at all these 30 minutes. It's very, very brief scare on the yellow in the first sector. 7 cars have finished, but I must say, coming over the Spoon just through to the 3rd sector, no one has seemed to touch Jeremy Yao since the second half of the season, sorry, the second half of the race, and it's going to allow Racing Labs to get their first race win here in 2026.
Yeah, Jeremy Yao started 7th, by the way, in that start, and I think through the carnage, he's gone through to off. Oh dear, a little bit of a mistake there in the last final corner. Either way, no, it's fine. He's still gonna take the win. Jeremy Yao gets the very first win in season 2 of H1GP from 7th position in the grid. As I've mentioned earlier, fantastic result from the Racing Labs driver. I think he's gonna be very, very glad with that. Anson Young finishes behind Jeremy Yao, about 5 seconds behind, and of course his teammate Keith Mo in the other Blue Steel Racing car, number 9, is gonna finish our top 3. Very, very good result for Blue Steel Racing. Jeff Tan in the back, I think he's done his penalty, and well, if he has, then he's done. He secured that 4th position, with Nurul Auni finishing 5th in the Castle Racing. Fantastic result for the team's first race, and also for her first race. I think she'll be very, very, very satisfied with that result. followed by Jin Campbell in the back in 6th place. There we go. She's going very slowly into the pits out of the final corner, followed by Gennaro Yusuf, and I think that's the last one of our finishes. I don't know, because yeah, I think Gennaro Yusuf is the last one of our finishes, because Neil Harris, even though he's still on with the time, because his 10th place is still brightly yellow in the tower, but I think he's not going to go anywhere after that car's engine has blown itself up.
Standout performer last season. He's always seemed to miss out just about on the race win. So many second places, 4 second places, 4 third places all last season. So we had 8 podiums, 9 podiums, sorry. And the fact, so 5 third places. So that's again 9 podiums, and that's his race win on the first race of the 2026 season. A fantastic one of that. Oh my word! That what was that? Jesus.
I think she tried to replicate the thing we saw earlier. I think.
I know you need a little bit more luck than that, but very good from everyone around that managed to survive Suzuka, and an interesting story and a fairy tale for the season ahead, I would say.
I think hopefully this is not a precursor to what we're saying, as someone is the Racing Labs QRT cars are doing something. Yeah. Okay, we just okay. Well, I'm gonna put a hand over that. They're just pushing each other, I think, in a teammate. You know, just teammate. You know, they're just giving each other pats as Jeremy Yao and Neil Harris is doing their I think they call this a slap at this point, really. But yeah, hopefully we're gonna see much more action in the upcoming races. 14 rounds, you know, a little bit of a bigger hit from Racing Labs. But yeah, more action to see for the rest of the remaining of the H1GP Season 2. I can't believe there's only Season 1 and it's already this chaotic. So I think I'm excited to see what's coming up next. I think, oh actually, what's coming up next is the Jeddah Corniche circuit in the 19th of April. Yeah, it's a little bit of a break from March to the next race in the Jeddah Corniche circuit. You know, we're just replicating the real life F1 where they're also having a little break for their drivers. But yeah, I think Jeddah Corniche, from what I've seen, I think it's a very interesting track. No, I mean,
yeah, quite unforgiving. Jeddah has been an extremely high speed. It's actually the fastest high speed street circuits ever in the world, and it's going to prove a very big challenge for these drivers. And yeah, I must say, after what we have seen come through Suzuka, going to be the next run in the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix, must watch for all of the H1GP fans and race fans alike as well. So if we'll be traveling over, still in the continent of Asia, over to the next round in, you said, was it about April, the 19th of April, around the same time, same place.
I think that's it for the first round of H1GP Season 2 here in Suzuka. Thank you very much, Amir, for accompanying me for this very first round. Any words before we close up for the day?
That's just a nice fairy tale ending for Jeremy Yao to get his first win. Lucio Racing seems to be formidable challengers, and we've kind of seen everyone, but I don't think everyone has their time to show a light. But hopefully we get to see that come from Jeddah Corniche circuit over in April. For me, it's Saidar. I'll leave the ending closing to you, Evan.
Thank you very much, Amir Oates, my commentator for this year. That's it, as I said, for round 1 in H1GP Season 2. We'll be back very, very soon. But until then, hopefully you guys have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you very soon in the Jeddah Corniche circuit. Good night.